Hey y'all, welcome back to our channel. So tonight we're making a quick little cheesy chicken manicotti, something we can get in the oven and get cooking while homework's getting done, and quick and easy meal. So I've already chopped up some chicken. So again, I told you I've been really loving a rotisserie chicken this year. So we just took the 2 chicken breasts and a little bit of the thighs and chopped it up into, you want to make sure you chop it into really small pieces so that when we mix it, it makes the shells easier to stuff. But this is, you want to at least like 2 large chicken breast size to give you enough for this recipe. We're going to mix in a small little 16-ounce or 15-ounce container of ricotta. We don't really like cottage cheese, but we love ricotta. So I know that some people will do like half and half ricotta and half cottage cheese, but I just do all ricotta. I feel like it tastes way better. We're going to add about 2 cloves of garlic. I always do more. I love garlic. I think you can never have enough garlic, so that's probably more like 3 cloves. We're going to add in, you can use frozen spinach for this recipe also, or you can just leave it out if you don't like spinach. But if you use frozen spinach, make sure you thaw it and you squeeze out all of that water. But I'm just going to toss in about a cup of spinach, and just to give some greenery to it. And this is baby spinach, so I'm just tearing it up a little bit. It makes it spread a little bit easier. Like I said, you can leave it out entirely, but we try to add in any nutrients where we can. You could also toss in some mushrooms for this. Just cook your mushrooms ahead of time and slice them up. Like, you want small pieces for this so that whenever we stuff it in the shells, it'll go in easier. So we did our spinach, and then we want to do about a cup and a half of cheese to add to it. So I usually use Italian cheese, but I don't have any. So I'm going to use just about 3/4 of a cup of, well, probably about a full cup of mozzarella. And then we're going to use about a half a cup of shredded Parmesan. And then we'll just add in, like I said, this is super quick and simple. Comes together really easy. A little bit of Italian seasoning. If you're using the Italian cheese, a lot of them now, if you've seen the cheeses, they have them with taco seasoning, Italian seasoning, all that, which is pretty cool, especially if you're doing it on like a baked chicken or something. But just remember, if you're using one that has seasoning in it already, you might not want to add as much. But I did probably about 1.5 teaspoons, maybe 2 teaspoons. I'm going to mix it all together, and we're just pushing this ricotta cheese through too, because it'll break up some more of those chicken pieces while we mix. Now you can add some salt and pepper to this if you like. I don't usually put salt in it just because the cheese is salty, and when we add the tomato sauce to it, it's got some salt in it. But I do like a good peppery cheese. So if you toss in a little extra pepper, I think that would be nice. But I would be hesitant about adding any extra salt at this point. We're just getting it all mixed together. Now I did pre-cook my manicotti shells, so you just boil them per the package directions. Make sure they're soft and pliable. You don't want to overcook them. It's good. But you want to make sure that they're pretty cooked all the way through. Move all of our stuff out of our way. Now, to help bind this and make sure it all sticks together, I've got 3 egg whites here that I'm just going to kind of whisk until they start to form together. And this is just kind of helps it bind. And all you do to get just the egg whites, you can buy the container of egg whites, or you can just separate the yolk. So you want to break it and then just kind of float the yolk from side to side. Now, we don't waste anything in this house, or we try not to. So I just left those yolks to the side, and I'm going to make a little snack, a breakfast cup snack that I'll share with y'all with those. There we go. Just kind of form them together. And we'll mix that. And you want to make sure it's mixed through well. You don't want scrambled eggs when this starts to cook. You really want it to act as a binding agent. So far in our bowl we have about 2 chicken breasts diced up, some spinach, 15 ounces of ricotta, about 1.5 cups of cheese. I did 1 cup of mozzarella and 1/2 cup of Parmesan. You could do Italian cheese, whatever you like. And just know with the Parmesan, you're going to get a much heavier bite and you won't have that cheesiness to it. 2 cloves of garlic and some Italian seasoning. And some pepper would be really nice, but I don't have it nearby me right now. But some pepper in it. Oh, I heard the chair. That means he's bringing it to me. And then you want to mix your 3 eggs, 3 egg whites. The other one. So bring it over to me. So I'm just using a store-bought sauce whenever I top it. Let's see. Just a little sprinkle of pepper. And our mix is done. So these are our manicotti noodles. They're just the long tubes. You could also probably do this with the jumbo shells. It would probably work just the same. I mean, you can't call it manicotti at that point, but it would probably work the same, or it would work the same. So just use what you have on hand. You could even, if you have some leftover lasagna noodles that you don't know how to use up. The oven's going off. Will you just turn it off? But if you have some extra lasagna noodles that you needed to use up, you could cook them, roll them out, and then just lay this down and roll them up into like lasagna rolls. I'm going to check we have dessert in the oven first. We're going to check the dessert in the oven and I'll be right back to you. But we're just going to fill all these in and lay them out in our pan. Alright, so we're going to finish stuffing our shells. And just make sure you work in small portions if you're spooning it in. If you want, you could get a Ziploc bag and cut a thick end off the end of it. Just know that you might get clogged pieces if a piece of chicken gets in the end of it. But this works just as well for me. And I usually fill about halfway and then go to the other end. And these are very cheesy and delicious. You serve this with just a side salad, would be really good. And just line them up side by side.
to be in the great outdoors, forever free. You and me, meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
Alright, y'all, so we've got them all filled. Normally I would use a larger pan, but the pan I like to use for this is in the oven with dessert. So I just doubled up on this, and it won't hurt anything because this is just heating through to get all those cheeses melted. But you saw that halfway through I topped it with some of this pasta sauce, and you can use whatever red sauce you like. Rouse is really good with that, with this, and I know Sam's and Costco and a lot of places are carrying it now. But just some kind of red sauce, it helps cut through some of the cheesiness and just brings another level of flavor to it. And then I'm going to sprinkle it with just a little bit more cheese, because who doesn't like more cheese? And the oven's preheated at 350. We had 2 little shells left. If y'all saw when I started getting a little impatient, I tried to overstuff them. They would crack. And I did flip through. I knew that I'd probably have a few left, so I leave in any of them that have torn. Just save yourself the headache. If you end up using them, it's not going to hurt. You just got to hold it together a little bit. But this is what it looks like before it goes in the oven. We're going to cook it at 350 for about 35 minutes, or until all those cheeses are nice and bubbly. But get it in the oven. We'll see y'all in a bit. Hey y'all, so our manicotti is all done. It smells delicious, nice and bubbly. Doesn't take long at all. If you do layer it up like we did, just make sure, be careful whenever you're slicing between it, or you can even cut straight through it like a lasagna. But you can see all we really needed to do was heat the pasta sauce, get the cheeses nice and bubbly, and kind of blend it all together. We hope you enjoy, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye.